Okay, it's time for today's CSS Battle. Let's see what we've got. Okay, interesting. I think we're going to start with a nested template, and we're just going to bring that in a bit. So 18, 20. Beautiful. Then we will do a conic gradient. How wide is this? 185, 215. So 30. So if we do at 30 pixels and 30 pixels, do I actually want to do it at 30, 30? Yeah, alright. Do this colour 25%, then this colour 25%, and then back to the red. Take off the diff for a minute. That should be 50% obviously, and that will give us that shape. We then want to shift that down 135 pixels, so and across by 185. 165, so 165 pixels. 135 pixels, and only repeat on X. Also, let's take that to transparent because it will be shorter later. Make this background into this. Okay. Let's now add a P for the top. What's the height of that? 165. Might be too far. No, it's not quite far enough. How about 110? 110 looks perfect. And then we'll do border solid 30 pixels and that red. Take the background out, and then we'll take 60 pixels off of that. There we go. Then all we need is the two little white blobs, and I think I'll do that with a linear gradient on here. Linear gradient, 90 degrees for 30 pixels, and then transparent. We're going to shift it down, so 0 and 165 pixels. We're also only going to repeat on X. Let's make it 200 pixels wide first off. And what about 60 pixels high? 60 pixels looks right. Now let's just adjust that. 310, 20, 30. 330? 330 looks good. And let's see what that gets us. That is 100%. Let's minify, unit replace. Okay. So that's certainly one way of doing it. How would we do it otherwise? Let's take off. Let's just make that as good as we can with that. Okay, good. Now, how else can we make this mess? Well, let's carry on doing that bit, but this time round, let's have a first P, and we'll make that white, this white blob first. So now we know that's 60 high. 165, 10. That will be 20. It's going to be 18. 12. 12. Let's give it a bottom. That one stays as 12, I think. Nope, it is that one that's got to move. 342 should get, right, that gets us that exactly. Then we can just box shadow that by 340 pixels 0. 340 is too far. How about 330? And make that 1. those two. And we want another P. Let's make this -225. Let's put it exactly there. We need that to be 390. Would put that exactly there. Just do that, and then we can short circuit that. Get rid of the box shadow. Now then, zero 130. Oh God. 24 25 228. Looks about right. Is 130 right? Nope. How about 120? 2. Naturally. Of 165, 170. No, 165. Okay. Border solid 30 pixels, and this red, and change that to 0, and we should be good. Get rid of its background. Can't really get rid of its background. Let's set that to transparent. Now we've just got that bottom T. How do we want to do that? I think this is definitely going to be a longer solution. Do I want another P? So that's -30. So that would get us that, which is close. And if we do border width 30 pixels 0 0 0, that should get us just top. That looks good. Then we do a background of a linear gradient. We go transparent for so 165. And then red. Then shift it by nothing. Oh, this should also be 90 degrees. Make it 195 pixels wide. There we go. Let's just check that's 100%. Minify, unit replace. We can also get rid of all of those. So the first way certainly gave us the best result. Is there any other way that we could do this? Well, we could use the same conic gradient quite a lot. If we use the bottom corner of it, let's let's use the base template. Let's set that background. Start with a P. Conic gradient. Right, we want the longest distance that we're going to need to come across. So 165 to 300 is 135 at 165, 12. We can go that. 75%. And that. Let's make this one the top one, so height is going to be 165. Pixels looks more like it. Top is -8, and let's make those 120. Make those 122. Let's declare this gradient as G. We can do var G, shift it 20 pixels, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 165. Okay. I need that. Minus 135. Right, minus 135 gets us in the right place there. How about? Where's me uprights? Oh, I haven't given it a width, of course. That would do it. So what we got? 130 to 270, so 140 pixels width. Okay, why? Something that way. Right, conic gradient starts in top right. So I am trying to that, and that. I should be getting this bit, and this bit. Well, actually it'd be that bit, and then that. One 60, 240 is 80. What happens if I change this to 80 just to... the 0 pixels, we put that there. I think I'd want 30 pixels to get. Okay. This could be problematic. Okay, so what we actually do is we change this back to 30 pixels and 30 pixels because that'll be the top left corner. Well, that'd be bottom right corner actually. From 90 degrees. From 90 degrees, that'd be 0, that'd be 90. We want to go. See, that's going to make the blue 30 by 30. So maybe. Oh, let's try that. Maybe it's 180 that I want. Right, 180 looks more like what I'm after. Let's change that second number to 0. Actually, this might be 0, 0, yes. Oop. 110 pixels. Okay, that's better. Then if we set the margin here as -30, then our second P should come in straight under. And it does. So if we do this margin 0 and then 12, that gets us to there, which isn't quite what we want. I wonder, can I do var O or that? So minus 30 pixels, make it 20 to 215 is 195 pixels wide. Okay, right, well, good. Then we only need these little white blobs. Which we could do as a conic gradient, but I think we will just do them as a P and a drop shadow for the P. number of 5 pixels. 1, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5. It's going to want a height of 60. We could just do this with a linear gradient rather than a box shadow. It's probably shorter with a linear gradient. Linear gradient of white for 30 pixels, then transparent. This is also supposed to be at 90 degrees, and then all we need to do is do 0/310. Is it 330? Okay, and that is another way of solving it. Minify, unit replace, and submit. It's still not as short as the first way of doing it though. Could I save some more characters? Actually, possibly, because we never actually reused that. We only use this conic gradient. Let's do that. Get rid of that. Then it's only the offset we're using. Check that's still 100%. We can also probably get rid of that 0. No, we can't. We might be able to. What? Okay. Yeah, we'll just get rid of the height restraint on that, and that'll sort that problem out. Jolly good. Right, is there anything else we can crunch a bit? No. Okay, I think that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks for watching. And we will just put back up the best score that I've got, which is that one. Actually, could we do anything with this? If we just do from 180 degrees change that to 75% and then take that out. That should all still match. We saved 2 whole characters by doing that. Anything else that we could? That linear gradient is a bit heavy-handed. That is long. Could I add, let's add another P. Then do plus P. I think that has just come in there. It has. So it says margin to 0. Actually, just setting its margin to 0 will do most of the work for me. Height to 60. Border to none. What I actually want is border inline solid 30 pixels white. Then we'll just override like that. Let's see whether or not that's any shorter than that. Oof. Probably would be if I didn't have to override the border there. Hang on, let's get rid of that. Oh, we're close. It's only 1 character apart. I'm going to take off the repeat X. Ooh yeah, that's not good. let's do that, and then we'll do a B selector here, because then we can take that out, put that in there, then we can take out that, because then we can also take out this. Okay. That's a few less characters. That really is where we're going to stop today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.